5 standout performances from yesterday's game. Now, before I get started, yesterday there's a trend on Twitter. The BBC Sport did an article about it. It was Frank Lampard out. That's what it was. Now, I told you guys, look, we need to support Lampard. I don't know if it was a troll or not, but we need to support Lampard. I don't understand how he can make that decision off of one preseason game, which makes me think that it was a troll. But let's not start that nonsense, all right? We're not Arsenal. We're not Lampard in, Lampard out, all right? Now that that's out of the way, let's start this list now. These are 5 players, 5 standout players I will be discussing. Conor Gallagher, Ethan Ampadu, Michy Batshuayi, Lewis Baker, and Billy Gilmore. And I have a surprise at the end. Now, starting off with Conor Gallagher. He's great at beating the first level of pressing, which is key in how Lampard likes to use those 2 midfielders in the pivot. A bit unlucky that he didn't take his chances, but I think overall he had a really solid game. He moved the ball quickly and effectively. Now, moving on to Ethan Ampadu. He stood out the most to me because he just seems so much more physically dominant than everyone else. You know, he was the only one on the pitch. It didn't seem like he started preseason less than a week ago. He was getting stuck into the challenges, doing all of the dirty work. Now, out of all these players on this list, I think he can be that hidden gem of the season. It's really nice to see him back after injuries held him back the majority of last season. Next on that list is Lewis Baker. Unlucky loan spells, loan managers that constantly not using him effectively. Hype around him has kind of dampened due to this 1 step forward and 2 steps back saga. But he really can get his career back on track with Lamps and Moores at the helm. The guy's a baller, left foot or right foot, he's got it all. And his passing range. I don't know another modern day English player that can match his intangibles. Like, of course, his mistake led to the goal, the equalizer. He was too eager to press and left a massive gap in the midfield, which effectively did us in. But for me, it's not a big of a deal. As the players continue to get more and more fit, I expect mental mistakes like this will come at a premium. The 4th player on this list, a player that I said that he had no chance being a Chelsea player anymore because I had no faith in him. But the Lampard effect has kicked in. It's none other than Michy Batshuayi, who looks in tip-top shape, guys. I mean, the guy looks extremely fit. He looks strong. He looks lighter. Like, he looks like stronger but light. Like, he doesn't seem heavy like Lukaku. You know what I mean? Like, he seems like he's a strong player. And the goal itself, it showed his display of strength. He was able to hold up the play, and his finishing is world-class, top-notch. Now, he's not a striker that's going to link up the play. He constantly plays over the top, over the shoulder, playing in between the defenders. I think Michy's finishing, like I said, is elite. His finishing and movement inside the box, he's a poacher. My biggest complaint about Michy was his inconsistency. Him not being able to adapt to our style of football, but with Lamps really stretch the play and using the flanks. Players like Michy and Giroud, who heavily rely on service, good service, especially service out wide, and really thrive under Lampard. Now, a player that, you know, it was kind of hard to choose between him and Ampadu as my my top players that played the best game yesterday is Billy Gilmore. Now, but yesterday he showed me his potential. I mean, he's confident. He wasn't playing within himself. You know, you see sometimes, for example, you see games where Ross Barkley plays it safe, where he's passing it sideways, passing it backwards. No, Gilmore was willing to make these passes, different passes that may not have come off, but he was willing to make those passes. He has confidence in his abilities. He was displaying his on-ball skills and making those late man runs inside the box. He was really unlucky not to score yesterday. I want to see more of him, man. I want to see him get more game time, and I'm sure he will as the preseason goes on. As the preseason goes on and the players get more and more fit, I expect to see more games where players like Gilmore can really display his skills and really show what he can do. And a bit of a bonus, guys, a bit of a bonus now. A player to keep your eyes out for is none other than the young Dutch defender from our youth academy, Matson. Now, Matson usually plays as a center half, but is more than capable of playing as a left back. He was confident on the ball, really showing his ability to influence the attack from that fullback position, which is key in the modern style of football. The modern game, you need a fullback that can go forward and track back and also influence the play. attacking wise. Maybe it was the fact that, you know, we started out the game as a 4-2-3-1 and effectively changed it to a 4-3-3 in the second half that allowed players like Madsen on as a fullback to really stretch the play, and I seen us really hammering down our flanks. Like, we really wanted to play it out wide, and you know, simply I think he had a better game than Dijon, Sterling, and Kennedy. He was bombing forward, he was tracking back. Maybe it was due to fatigue that Kennedy didn't really perform as well as I hoped, but I mean, then again, it is preseason. Most players can't complete a whole half without becoming fatigued. I mean, understandably so. I would like to see Kennedy a bit more forward, as I've always felt his skill set is most effectively used when he has that freedom to go forward and not having as many responsibilities defensively. We could use him on that right hand side where he can cut inside and use that left foot. But that's going to be the end of this video, guys. Let me know what you guys think about this video. Let me guys know what you guys thought about the game if you were able to watch the game yesterday. I know some of you guys that actually paid for the game through the app, you guys had troubles with it, but I heard that they gave you guys your money back, so that's great for them. I'll try to next game, if you have to pay for the next game, which I believe we will have to. Expect me to do a live stream. I will be plugging in that link. You guys can either stick around and watch me do commentary, or you guys can, you know, go click the link and watch the game and come back to my review. But yeah, those are the 5 players I took. I mean, obviously, it was kind of a dull game, to be honest. To be fair, they were in the middle of their season, so their players are more fit than we were. Obviously, I expected a 5-6-0 thumping, but then again, it was our first game back, and we only had started preseason 3 or 4 days ago. So, you know, it is what it is. No more this Lampard out bullshit, man. I don't know if it was a troll. I believe it was, like I said. But anyways, guys, up the Chelsea, and I'm out.